I mean, clearly I was talking too low, so I need to get gunk out of there.
Okay,
Yeah, you
I
sound a lot
have
better
started.
now.
It's all that dust that I inhale every single fucking hour at work.
Uh,
I believe it.
anyway, I started it. Recording.
How rude.
No, you're rude.
You're
Gasp.
right.
Okay, so extremely quick recap. Y'all ventured away from your home. Um, your first day, you encountered some wolves, but with some clever ration throwing out and yucky, smelly fish. The wolves eventually ran away, and y'all camped for the night. Second day, uh, fairly calm. Did discover a little statue of a worm and got like a eerie feeling about it. And then y'all moved on. That night, y'all made camp near a little river and had some little bonding time. Balin was a little distant at first. Tried to get some fish. He failed. Aeris came swooping in, managed to get two fishes straight in a row. Uh, then y'all eventually retired for the night. Uh, Aries took first watch. And then during her watch, while everyone was sleeping, threatened Balin and had a little conversation with him. And then, oh, no, hold on, Astrid. Sorry, she was grabbing dice off of my desk. I was like, oh, what are you doing? And then she did like a quick ninja swipe. I'm like, ah! But okay. Uh, where was it? Oh, yeah. And Eris and Balin had a little conversation. And then um, eventually, uh, Balin and Chisuyu had a little conversation, got a little closer. And basically, they retired for the night. Nothing eventful happened. Y'all went to the humongous forest, and thankfully it was, for the most part, it was also nothing really happened until towards the end where you encountered like a foul smelling decaying fecal smell, and the horses started freaking out. Y'all eventually found out it was due to some mushrooms and a bear and two of its cubs. With some quick thinking of um, getting the horses to calm down and then making a little distraction with rations and warring sounds and then scaring the horses, y'all managed to flee unharmed and y'all made it through. And then on the third night, you arrived to Whistling Meadows. Um, Balin went to go take care of the wagon and the horses, and while doing so, his sister led y'all into the Whispering Tavern, where y'all ordered food and drinks. Um, Eventually, discovered that Ilara has strong feelings for Balin, while Liara just wanted to make conversation with her friend to friend, but Ilara was not interested in her. Uh, then, sorry, toddler aggro came up. Um,
It's so
hold
cute.
on, Astrid. And then Bailey came in, wanting to avoid Alara, got a little closer to Chisuyu, and TLDR, Aries flirted with Caleb, who was in charge of the inn section, and uh, Chisuyu and Bayland retired for the night into Chisuyu's room, while Aries and Caleb retired in her room for the night. And that's where we'll start. Uh, the morning comes, and y'all did both of y'all had a good night. Nothing went bad or anything. I will say, Aries, you wake up and Caleb is not in the room with you at the moment.
Damn.
I know he's working, but it's funnier to think that she got stood up afterwards.
Right? Oh man, I had this whole thing planned. Now it's not. All right. Okay.
Also, give me a perception check. Okay, I'm gonna play it down really quick.
Oh, wait a minute.
Okay, so you wake up after a wild night. Uh, you may notice that he's no longer in the room with you. Nothing looks undisturbed. However, you do get a little burning sensation, and hold on. You notice a burning sensation between. I just lost my track of my notes. Fuck. Hold on.
Look, if you're giving me an STD here.
No. Okay. I found my thing. Okay, so you know where your thumb and your index finger, well, your thumb and your pointer finger is that little flab of skin, the
Mhm.
dinar web space. Well, the divot right beside the inner portion of the thumb, you notice a slight, and this is on your left hand, by the way. You notice a slight burning. It's not too bothersome, but you notice it's like throbbing and slight burns. If you look at it, you notice a tiny symbol, all in like bluish gray sort of ink, of a outline of an eye with swirls inside the pupil, and there are 7 stars around it. There's 3 on the top portion of the eye, and then 4 at the bottom portion of the eye.
What the fuck? Uh, all right. I'm. You're gonna have to send me a description of that.
I
In
will.
okay. And I guess she'll just get up and start getting dressed and get ready for
Okay,
the day.
I'm gonna plug it back
Okay, she's a little disappointed and sad,
up.
but
Also, don't forget about your assignment either.
oh, I'm not. That's what I'm getting
Okay,
ready for.
pulling it back up. Okay. Aries is now getting dressed and ready for the day, and Chisuyu, you also slowly wake up. Balin is still sleeping right beside you. His arm is draped over your waist, and his tail is wrapped. Oh my god, white. Oh my god, I'm getting tongue.
Wrapped.
Thank you. Wrapped loosely around one of your legs.
This is nice. I am going to start checking if he is up by aggressively smacking his face with my ears.
He when you do that, he just like grumbles slightly in his sleep and then like turned over onto his back now, so his arm is no longer on your waist. He goes back softly snoring, nowhere near loud as his sister snores, but it's just like a little slight snores.
Okay. I am going to, as sneakily as possible, take a shower and then get dressed.
Okay. while y'all both getting ready in the morning, you do begin to hear rustling downstairs. Um, you hear like doors out in the hallway opening and closing. People shuffling about. Um, you occasionally hear like a guy raising his voice downstairs, but no one can really make out. It's just muffled. Um,
I wouldn't have taken super long. I would have just gotten dressed and gone downstairs probably to head out.
oh yeah, let me put this back. Okay. When you finish getting dressed and everything starting heading out,
Oh God,
huh?
she's so big.
Wait, who's big?
I hovered over Aeris.
Oh,
Her picture covered the entirety of the screen for a second.
oh my
That's
God.
weird.
That is weird.
I can't recreate it. I'm sorry. Keep going.
That's hilarious though.
Yeah, I'm large.
Okay, you come downstairs and uh you see an elderly lady flipping and cracking eggs out into a pan and flipping them occasionally. You see Ilara talking to another elderly lady. It's hard to make out their current conversation, but they're like getting into the conversation and for one, she's actually like smiling and enjoying herself. You also see a guy with like roughened, little slightly greasy hair just hunched over his plate. He has like eggs, potatoes, and sausage. And then this guy, you see this guy, he's like yelling, raising his tone, complaining about why his meal isn't ready yet, and he wants a refund on his room because he was kept up all night.
It wasn't me. It was Aeris.
It was probably me.
And then
She's a
this
squealer.
and then the lady who's busy cooking over by the fire, she just goes, "Oh, it's just the whispering of the wind at night. It gets louder when the full moon is approaching. Oh my god. Your food's almost done." He just like mumbles.
Anyways, I'm gonna walk out of the inn because I don't really, I'm on a mission.
You walk outside the inn.
And then I'm gonna
Uh,
head down the way.
okay.
If
And
nothing else.
Chisuyu, what are you doing in the meantime? Or like, how long would it take you to like get ready and whatnot?
I don't know, 10 minutes since I'm doing it stealthily.
Okay. Okay. We'll say you're still in the process of showering.
Yeah.
Okay. So you leave the tavern. You hear like more rustling of everyday life. Like you hear some like banging off of towards this area. Neighing straight ahead, and you see your horses there. Oh wait, hold on. Okay. That's pretty much it.
Okay, I'm gonna head up the road towards where I need to go.
Since you know where it is, I don't have a thingy for you, so I'll just be like, it'd be
Yeah,
like
it's fine.
over here. But it is like a 1.5 mile journey to where you need to go.
Yep. I'm gonna do that.
Okay. You know what? Well, let me drag you down real quick. Okay. So I'm gonna do your tidbit first, and then I'll go back over to Chisuyu. Okay. So are you gonna walk it, or what
Yep.
is your plan?
I'm walking briskly, you know, just getting there.
Okay, that's gonna
I
take you-
wanna. It might take me like an hour to get there and back, but you know,
Yeah.
I don't anticipate any issues, so I'm just gonna do it.
Okay. Well, you're right. You follow the path like you normally would. No one like really notices you or stops you. It does take like the way you're walking briskly and everything. It does take you an hour to get there. Sure enough, you do see the spot where there's 2 trees and it has like 2 little hollow occasionally where an owl would be at.
Okay, so I'll go up to the one that I know is for the delivery, and I'll take out the box that I got, and I will put it in the delivery one.
So the delivery one is the right tree. And as you dig into your bags to pull out the silver box, it's not there.
It's not there?
It's not there.
Shit, I'm sprinting back.
What is there though is a little folded up parchment paper.
What does it say?
I gotta send you a photo now.
And also, do I still have my little sapphire that I needed?
Yeah, you dig around and yeah, you still have the sapphire with the rune on it.
Okay. Oh god. I have to do homework.
Okay, we'll say you're there and you're reading this, and I'm gonna pull you back up, but when you're done, just let me know.
Yep.
You're no longer by yourself now. Okay, well, let's say you get done with your shower, and you got dressed, all cleaned up. If there's nothing else you want to do, then you are free to go downstairs. Balin is still knocked out.
Question, Mari. Is this the same symbol that's on my hand?
In the corner, yes.
Okay.
I am going to write a note. And it says the following: Good morning, sleepyhead. Did not want to wake you. Taking your sister for a girl's day out. P.S. Better not catch you with that bitch. Smiley face. And I promptly leave.
I love the PS. I'm just quickly doing this down.
Don't ask me to repeat it because I already forgot.
No, it's all good. I already got most of it except for the PS. I started laughing when you said it. Okay, you go down. Um, you do. Let me get you. She fades away.
Sister, is it all an illusion?
Dun dun
You've never had a sister.
Oh.
dun. Okay, as you come down, a little halfling woman, she looks like a little middle aged with red curly hair, wearing an apron, and carrying tray, like a big old giant tray of like freshly made bread stuck on top of each other. And she'll say, Mary, I got fresh break bread as you ordered. And you'll see the old lady who's currently by the fire. She's making eggs, sausage, and other like food orders. She turns around. Oh, thank you. Come here, dearie. And so she'll make her way. You also see Balin's sister, Liara, just sitting at the table. She looks like she's almost finishing with her breakfast. She's looks like now she's having an intense conversation with this elderly elven lady with like pure white hair, wearing like kind of like a little bit of noble type clothing. From where you're currently at, you can hear some words like rotting, unknown cause, and sick throughout some of the conversations. This guy with like the gray oily hair, looks like he's almost done with his food. But he looks like he's taking a sweet time on this last sausage that he has. And this guy, he's over in the corner grumbling and mumbling about not getting no sleep.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to where Leora is. Then, as I approach, I'll tell the lady at the counter, um, whenever you have time, if I could have some of that bread with some cheese, please.
Oh, certainly. Would you like anything to drink with that?
Just some water, please.
Water? Okay, coming right up.
I go sit next to Leora and put my hand on her shoulder and tell her good morning.
She breaks free from the conversation she was having. She was like, "Oh, good morning, Chisuyu. Have you seen my brother? He didn't show up at all last night."
Well, after you went to bed, he had a little bit too many, and I dragged him to my room because I couldn't get your attention to open the door. Um, and he still passed out in the bed.
Oh.
Left him a note so that he knows where we are.
Oh, you could just let him like pass out where he was at the table. I've done that before. He'll been fine.
Yeah, but after what happened last night, I don't think that would have been a good idea.
You see her ponder, and she looks confused, and she just kind of nods.
Anywho, I don't want to drag you out of that conversation you were having, but later, once I'm done eating, would you like to go somewhere in town on a little girl's day out? Wherever you want to go, my treat.
Her face lights up, and she's like, "I would love that. I just gotta um collect some samples."
That's fine. Like I said, I'll be eating for a bit, so anything you need to prepare, make sure you do so before I finish.
She nods. She's like, "Oh, this is and she points over to the elderly elven lady she's talking to. This is Seraphine. She was actually telling me that something strange is happening here. Apparently there's a little section of trees that just died and the ground is just rotting away, like nothing would grow." It's quite fascinating.
That is fascinating. Miss Seraphine, was it?
I'll type it out too. Hi, yes. Uh, my name is Seraphine. I actually run the Mystic elixir shop in this town.
Oh. Are you also the one that gave the idea for the mystic elixir?
Mm-hmm. That's my little drinking concoction. Have you tried it?
I have. I had it just last night. It was wonderful.
Oh, well, I'm glad you liked it. So it seems like if this town's like 50-50 on it, especially with that Eleora. She's. She hates it. She always tries to refuse to serve it, but thankfully I have a deal with her father.
The moment she said her name, ear twitched for a second. It's like, what does she know about taste? Am I right?
Hmm. I like you already. Yes, she might be very, very pretty, but she doesn't know a good thing when she has it.
Oh, does she? Anyway, what about that story or rumor you were talking about with the rotten woods?
Oh, yes, it's by the northern entrance of this village. It's thankfully just a small patch, but it seems like as months go by, it expands and expands. I've also been trying to find a cure for it, but it's like the ground has turned to ash, and it happened in the center point of these trees.
Hmm. Has anyone been able to find out if it's natural or if it's magically induced?
I have a hunch that it might be natural, because nothing I seem to do seems to be helping.
Hmm. Well, here's a shot in the dark I may have. Do you know that creek from the Whispering Woods itself? The one that tastes like fizzy water?
Mm-hmm.
That does. If you haven't tried that, that does seem to have magical properties to it. That might do something.
Hmm.
I happen to have a pouch full of that water myself right here. And I present my water skin that I filled up with that water.
Oh, may I try it?
I'll hand it over to her.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Well, young ladies, let me go see if this has any effect. Oh, please, 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 uh, eat, have some breakfast and whatnot. Y'all need food and nourishment to grow and be strong. The world is a tough place.
I'll wave goodbye as she leaves. Let's see, I'm sitting in this one here. Going to assume I have my food already.
Oh, yes, yes, sorry. Yep. She placed the food in front of you and a little wooden mug of water.
So the aura. Oh, hmm. Oh, this is really good. So what samples were you looking to do or get?
Hmm.
Oh,
Well, I was gonna go over to the spot that Seraphine was talking about. Maybe take some soil samples of the bad soil, and then of the good soil that's surrounding it, and then maybe a little bark of the trees. Hmm. And she pulls out her book, slams on top of the table, and starts like making notes of like how many samples she should get, how many of collections and whatnot.
I'll take another bite and add to her brainstorming and go, well, soil is definitely a good place to start, but I would recommend roots, since those would be directly impacted by the soil itself. The bark is already, you know, well, yes, it is putrid and easier to collect, but probably not a good indication as to what's going on.
Ah, you're quite smart. Hmm, you know, you remind me of my mentor. He always did say I need to look deeper into the problems at the source. Maybe that's what he meant. Hmm.
Yeah, that is what the librarian at the back home used to say as well. She would, every time I would have a question back when I was younger, she would go, "Well, have you read further into the book you're reading?" And then, sure enough, I just had to keep reading.
Ugh, I wish I had time to go to that library then.
Well, depending on what we have to do, we can always go back.
This is true. Oh yes, I have so much research and and stuff. I really need to go out on the ocean, but I will admit the sea by the Linshell Harbor it scares me. I don't like to sail.
Well, as long as you don't become submerged, you should have nothing to worry about. I can at least teach you how to float if you don't know how to float. That way you'll be, if the worst happens, not saying it will, um, you'll be able to at least learn how to float. She'll start sweating a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I don't know how to do that either.
Well, that would probably be a good place to start. Next time we,
Balin knows how to do it. I don't.
well, as I can speak from experience, it's really awful to swim with two people. So if you know at least the basics, you'll be able to help out if he needs to drag you anywhere if you're swimming.
And then you see her like flip through like the almost like near the beginning of her book, and you see like a long to-do list with like little check boxes, and she writes, and like she's running out of room on this page, so she managed to find like a tiny little silver space, put a square, learn to float slash swim.
What's the first thing on her list that hasn't been checked out?
Give me a perception check.
Lord, please give me above 10. Okay.
Learn how to make my hair neat.
It's
I
so
can
cute.
I can help with that one.
Which one?
The first one you have there.
Oh, oh, you saw. Oh man. Yeah. You see.
Did not mean to pry, but I can definitely help you out with that one.
Oh
And
really?
me and my sister used to do each other's hairs all the time. Not that I have much right now, but you've seen how long hers is.
Oh, I think you and your sister have beautiful hair. My hair is so unruly.
All right. I finish up the meal. It's like, well, if we want to go do that first, let's head up to your room and I'll do your hair.
Okay, let's go. I can get the samples later.
Yeah, the samples ain't going anywhere. Well, they might go somewhere if the water idea does work. Let's do your hair. Let's do your hair. Let's do your hair. Let's do your hair.
Yes, it would be nice to have one thing. Let's check on my book. Okay, yes, let's go. And she takes her book, slams it, and then carries it up.
Mari,
Yes.
let's be honest right now. How many split ends will she have?
Oh Lord, the galore! Like she should have cut her hair like 10 years ago.
Oh Lord. Okay.
The secret I taught Chi: coconut oil.
Well, I think we're out of that right now. But otherwise, you would be correct. So we get to the room, and I start. Well, the first thing is you need to trust me. You might feel some pulling on your hair, since I'll be working on it, right? But try your best not to move too much. You can do your ouches and your groans, but try to stay as still as possible.
Okay.
Then I'll take out a knife and start getting rid of her split ends first.
Oh, this feels weird.
So since you have such voluminous hair, do you know if it ever grew straight, wavy, or has it always been super curly?
It's always been either a mixture of curls and waves and.
Okay, so that's step one. Like you'd have to know what your hair type is because not every hair is the same. See, my hair has always been super straight, so I can't really. If I wanted to have it wavy like yours, I have to apply heat in certain areas and in certain shapes so that it puffs out. But for you, you already have it puffed out. So what we can do is use that to our advantage and just control it a little bit. And I like start working on it, essentially making it so that it's, how do I even describe this in English? Um, like just fluff it out so it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't look like it's dead hair. And then once it's fluffed out, the simplest thing I can do for her is just like tie it up in one big ponytail, but still keeping her curls.
Like, as you're also like giving her these hair advice and tips and tricks, she's like has her book sprawled on her lap and she's like scribbling and like making notes of everything you say, and word by word she will write it down, not skipping a single word.
And like my sister always says, if you want to take care of your hair, definitely go with coconut oil. Because that way it will nourish your hair and keep it really healthy. Because as you probably know, hair is alive. So we need to give it its own nourishment so that it stays in tip top shape. That's why I'm getting rid of these split ends because these are already dead hairs and they don't really help.
Oh, you're so smart with this. Maybe
Well,
someday I can be beautiful like you and your sister.
oh, sweetie, you're already beautiful.
Oh.
It's in the eye of the beholder. So as long as you have someone to remind you, or even if it's yourself, then it helps. Trust me. I had to do that a lot.
It did. And she starts getting slightly awkward. Did Phelan call you beautiful?
Well, yeah, but sometimes you have to remind yourself. Because the first person you need to impress is yourself. So always go with what makes you happy first. And as I am about to finish the sentence, that's where I'll finish. And after that, everybody else comes second. And I point at the mirror.
She looks like, it's a little shorter, but oh my goodness. And she'll like do her hair, like the underneath, like the curl bounce with her hands. She's like, "Oh my gosh!" And she does spin. She checks out the back, like, "Oh, I never seen it like this." You
Well,
know,
glad you
Balin,
like it.
my my brother, he tries to help me with my hair when I was younger, but he quickly gave up. And our dad never really tried.
Hmm. Well, it's not that hard, and you just wrote down the step by steps, so he'll be able to manage it. Plus, you can help him out with the tips I gave you in a pooper in the nose.
She smells.
All right. What about those samples?
Ah, yes. And we'll take a pause there. And Harry, I'm dragging you back down.
Alone.
Aeris is
Okay. Yeah.
fucking furious. She's so mad. She reads this note, the note that says, "Nothing personal, Shadowbun. Our paths will cross again." And she is so mad. She crumples it up in her hand and she stomps towards the tree where she's supposed to receive like payment. She checks it for anything. There's probably nothing in there.
Give me an investigation check.
Oh, yikes.
Well, you find some acorns and a skeleton of a dead mouse from probably like the owl and the squirrel. Well, from the
Wonderful.
owls and like the acorns from the squirrels. But you do find 2 pieces of gold.
Okay.
And in the other tree, where you would like normally receive stuff, there's nothing there.
Mm-hmm. Aeris is gonna scream and then fucking walk back towards town. Like, just furiously stomp back towards town.
Okay, and I will
And
let you go ahead.
in the meantime, she's looking at this mark on in between her pointer finger and her thumb on her little skin flap, and she's trying to rub it off. Can it come off? Does it come off?
Nope, doesn't even smear.
So it's actually burned into her skin. It's
Yeah,
it's kind of a brand.
like a tattoo. Yeah,
Excellent.
but it's super tiny. Like it's in like the little divot, so really, like mostly probably only you can see it unless someone really examines your hand up closely.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Awesome. Gonna stomp back towards town and keep my eye out the entire time for Caleb or the chick who was downstairs last night.
Okay. I will say as you're, moving back and everything, you're just walking or you're doing like the brisk angry walk again.
Brisk, angry walk.
Okay, so it's gonna take you another hour. Um, but for your part, I will say you don't notice anyone. But then when you get back into town, you do see the girl who's kind of like jealous of your sister and has a huge crush on Balin. Excuse me. She is like she has like a basket on the side of her, like against her hip, filled with like various vegetables, and she's heading back to the tavern.
I'm stomping right up to her.
Okay, we'll pause right there. You're not alone. Again. Okay. So she goes, "Oh yes, samples." And she goes rummaging through her things. You notice her desk in her room is covered in like vials. Some of them are filled, some of them are empty, along with specimen jars and everything. She'll just grab all of like the empty ones and just like shove them into a bag, and then
As she does, I'll mention to her, uh, remember that I'm not as strong as your brother in case you need help.
uh, true.
I'll shyly like scratch my head and let chuckle.
Okay then. So maybe I should put some of this stuff back. And she puts back like a couple of jars and a couple of vials, and her bag got like just a quarter less overfilled.
I'll take it.
And she's like, "Okay, let's go."
All right. I'll pick up what I can.
Wait, where's your sister at?
She always has a morning routine, so honestly, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Like, she usually comes back, thinks about it before noon. It's always impressive how on time she always is.
Hmm. Have you seen my brother? Oh wait, you
Not,
said he was still
yeah,
sleeping, right?
not since I left him. I can go check up on him real quick. Give me 1 second.
Okay, I'll just be downstairs.
Okay. I'll get out of the room, and before I enter, I'm like, thank God. Thank. Insert deity, I haven't decided. She did not decide to follow. It's a mess. I open the door and take a peek inside.
This time he's laying on his stomach, his arms slightly over a bed, and his mouth just like.
Okay, yeah, he's out. That's good. Stare a little bit longer than I should have. Snap out of it and then proceed to join Leora on the first floor.
She's standing by the door, and then when she sees you and she opens it, okay, let's go.
All right, lead the way.
Oh, also, breakfast, and the first round of drinks are on the house. It comes with the room fee.
Ooh,
So
nice. Fancy.
yeah. Okay. Uh, so there's some like little livelihood happening around. Um, you see like your horses straight across from the inn. They're just eating some hay. You hear clanging of like metal and stuff like that over here. People are like shouting like, "Oh, good morning," such and such, that type of thing. People are tending to the farm animals and the morning crops. Um,
I'll
a-
go. Well, I think she said northwest, right?
oh yes, by the north entrance, which we, yeah, wait. And she kind of looks around. Oh yeah, that's where we came from. And she'll move over that way. And it doesn't take long enough. Um, moving past like the little watchtower they have here, you notice there is like three trees that are kind of like near each other. They're like dead, rotten. It doesn't. Occasionally, like parts of the branches would just fall on the ground and crumble up like ash. The ground is kind of like black, and then it turns into like a yucky green as it spreads away from it. There's like a foul odor to it. That's pretty much it at this moment. Seraphine does has your water skin emptied, and she's kind of like just hunched over with like her hands on her knees, just looking at the ground where the portion of it's wet from the water that she poured over.
I'll knock on my shield to not scare her, but like hey, like someone's nearby.
She'll turn around. Oh, hello. I'm not sure if it's working, and she'll hand you back your water skin.
Yep.
But I don't know. Maybe it'll take some time.
Well, I'll take a look at the area. It's also a little bit more expanded than I thought it was. I really didn't notice when we first came in yesterday.
Oh, what time did you arrive?
It was closer to nightfall.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this village is little. It's expanded, but it's still on the small side compared to where I've traveled to.
Well, my buddy here, she's an aspiring alchemist, I believe. And she wanted to take a tackle at it as well.
Oh yeah, while y'all two are talking, you all hear glass clanging. She pretty much dumps the bag out, kind of like organize her jars and everything, and then she's already like getting into it. You do notice she has like leather gloves that kind of goes up a little past her elbows now, and she's just like zoned in.
Well, in case I need to stop her, does the spread interact with alive organisms?
Yeah, it seems that I've been fined. Animals, I'm not too sure. To be honest, I don't really see much animals going near it. Birds tend to avoid it. Mice really just stay where the food is at. Um, Other than that, I haven't noticed any other creatures or stuff like that going near it. But it does seem to be expanding.
Have you guys thought about just uprooting the trees? Because they're holding husks as they are.
Yes, but I'm afraid it might release something deep within.
Speaking of, is there any like legends or anything of the sort that we can maybe also use to see if it's happened before?
Mm. She ponders. I don't think in all of my years I've encountered this or heard anything similar to this. You can also give me a history check too if you want to, Toshi.
Okay.
You read things about like lands decaying, but it's mostly like either from like underground problems, like either like goblins or like made their home underground, but you don't think it's related to here because they mostly go for like abandoned areas. But you also read about like how certain fungi can suck up the life force from the ground and stuff. But for the trees to be like basically like almost like turning to like charcoal almost and like just like turning to ash. You don't really recall anything similar to what's currently going on in your books.
And if I take a quick look, and here's my perception. Do I see anything that's not soil or dead tree matter?
Like in the little area?
Yeah, in the little area.
No, just the trees cracking away from it, being hollow and just slowly, basically going away.
Okay. I am going to approach the tree, and as I implied to Leora, I'm going to take my piton, and with the butt of my rapier, I'm going to chisel at where the roots are.
Okay. As you do so, you notice the roots are more grayish in color, but they're also like the moment something like touches it, they kind of like crack and turn to like dust, and then it blends in with the dead soil that surrounds it.
Well, there goes that idea.
You do also notice that there are like dead ectoskeletons of like insects.
And if I go poke one, it's the same thing, like it's all been like eaten from the inside kind of thing.
Yep. And it turns to ash. But you doing so, Liara is able to take like ever so gently scoop like a dead beetle inside of it. She does like the roots, however, she had a hard time, but she got some like part of the ash into like a vial. And she does take some soil samples around the roots and stuff like that. And you hear her like mumbling like, I need a research station. There's no
The last thing I would like to do is stomp on the ground around the area, even if I have to like walk around it, to see if anything feels hollower than usual.
Oh yeah. As you stomp around, the ground caves in the moment of impact. Like it was fine when like someone's like walking, but the moment there's like more weight, it does cave in a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah, at this point, I'll rejoin Leora and basically saying, well, the only thing that I know doesn't really apply to this case because I don't think there's underground sewers or anything that could be pushing up gases up.
Mm. She's kind of like just ponders about what you said. And Seraphine does a comment. Gases. That could also explain part of the weird smell that emits from here. And I would say since you're also like within the area and you got in close, like actually with the roots and everything, you notice that your throat gets a little scratchy the more you breathe it in.
And I don't recognize what it could be. It's not familiar to me.
Yeah.
I have an idea, and it might be stupid. Seraphine, where does that well lead to?
Oh, just to our local pond, I believe.
And water has been fine?
Mm-hmm. For the most part.
Do you
Hmm. But if
do
it
you
spreads and gets into the water, then oh,
do you think wherever the basin of this is leads up to where this could be? But underground?
I suppose it's a possibility. I would say around this time, Aries, you come back from this area,
Okay.
so you're right there. And what I said, what you saw last time, she's like heading over.
I'm gonna go up to her. My ears are straight back, and I am not happy.
Oh, a thought occurred.
What is your thought?
It might be with what's going on right now. I won't say anything though.
Okay.
How desperate was she?
Wait, what?
Go on.
Okay. Okay, so you do see Elara with like a decent sized basket on her hip as she's holding it and like various vegetables freshly picked. And she's just heading towards the tavern, sees you stomping, and she's like,
You, girl.
me girl?
I do not remember your name. Have you seen Caleb?
Caleb? No. Didn't she go with him?
Where's his room?
His room? Back at the
Yes.
inn. Why you wanna know? Did he stood you up or something? And she chuckles.
No. It is something else. Where is he?
Oh. I told you, I have not seen him.
Which one is his room?
I can't tell you that.
Fine, I don't need your help. I will go find him myself. And I'm going to go into the inn and start banging on doors.
Yeah.
Okay, Chisuyu, you probably hear your sister yelling off in the distance.
Oh, it must be 10 o'clock. Well, if we want to pursue my idea, my sister is back, and we can take a quick glance by jumping down the well and see if we notice something.
Hmm. I suppose so. It wouldn't hurt.
Leora, the first lesson that you need to learn is that sometimes you need to have a hands-on investigation to learn more about what you're after.
Wait! You want me to go down a well with you?
I mean, you don't have to.
Oh,
But what if we find something interesting?
interesting. Like what? Hmm.
The world's your oyster. Nobody knows what's inside until you open it.
Oh. She ponders. I will think on this.
Let's at least think about it away from this.
Oh yes, my throat itches. I'm gonna go back to my shop.
Take care of yourself, Seraphine.
Thank you. You two ladies, be safe. Maybe I should stop by.
Oh, right. You had a shop. Where was it?
Oh, and she points out the distance. You see that windmill?
Uh-huh.
It's by there. Just look for the blue roof.
Alrighty. We'll be sure to visit before we leave.
And as she's like leaves and everything, you hear her off and it says, "Oh, good morning, Alara. Someone has tastes."
Okay, well, either way, let's go back to the inn, Leora. Um, and on the way, I'll ask her, because she likes investigating and she likes experimenting, but, like, I want to know what her end goal of things are. Like, what does she want out of it?
Well, oh, you're asking why I do this?
Not why you do it. That doesn't really matter right now. It's what your end goal is.
I want to help people and help the world.
Well, that's a good goal.
I feel like there's just a lot of stuff that has not been discovered yet, and then maybe I could have my name in a book, and maybe there'd be a book about me and all my discoveries.
Well, which reminds me to also ask. I'm sure. I hope I'm not intruding, but do you happen to have any proficiencies in the arcane as well?
I do.
If I don't mind me asking, of what nature?
Well,
Technically asking if technically, Mari, for your sake, like I'm trying to gauge if she had to learn it, aka wizard, if she was born with it, aka a sorcerer, or if she woke up one day with it, aka warlock.
she would, um, basically tell you, she's a sorcerer.
Okay. Well, that already expands your horizon more than a lot of other people would, since most of the world's mysteries are either born in nature or born in the arcane.
Yeah, I don't really do much with it. I don't. I don't like fighting.
Neither do I. But sometimes we have to protect the people we love, right? That's why I took up the sword. I wanted to be there for my sister. I wanted to both protect her and to show her that she doesn't always need to protect me. I'm sure your brother doesn't mind always having your back, but wouldn't you like to have his as well?
The moment you're talking about that, she kind of like pauses and just thinks.
I'm sorry if it's.
I never thought of that. I always felt okay as long as he was near me, and I had my research. But yeah, I guess you were right. I mean, I guess he can't always be by my side, I suppose.
Think of it as an experiment. See if it helps you understand more about what you could do. Doesn't have to be fighting. And that would also enhance your abilities as well. That can also help in your own research. Because imagine what you can do if you practice every day and gain more power. you'll be able to maybe even deconstruct matter. Get into the nitty gritty.
I'll take you up on that advice. And sorry. I would say when y'all were having this conversation, you got about here-ish. And that's where you notice your sister went charging into the tavern, and then this girl follows behind her.
Oh, well, I'm gonna have to cut this conversation short, Leora. I think my sister is about to start something.
Oh, is it Lara? Wait, you don't. Oh no! And she starts charging in.
I sprint past her.
Okay. Okay. Aeris. Oops. Let me do this. Okay, Aeris. You just went inside the tavern.
Which of these people look like staff members?
This one right here.
I go up to her
Oh
and
yeah, this one had been gone already.
I say, would you happen to be able to tell me which room Calum stays in?
Calum? Is he that tall
Tiefling.
tiefling?
Yes.
Is it something wrong?
No, I just need to have a word with him.
Oh, well, she looks around. Everyone seems to be okay, kept to himself.
Please, it is very important. Please.
She's like, well, I can't tell you, but I can be the one to knock on the door if
Yes,
that's
please.
okay.
Please, yes.
Okay. She shouts, everyone, I'll be taking a 5-minute break. She goes up the stairs. Around this time, Balin comes out. Well, you see Balin come out the room.
Do I notice which room he comes out of?
Yeah, the room. You recognize the rune. It was definitely like the rune that you gave to your sister. He sees you furious, so he doesn't say anything. And instead, he like kind of looks away and like he just shuffles past you guys. And
Thanks, you traumatized him.
Miri was stopped by the stairs briefly, like, oh, Balin! Oh, it's been a while. Oh, we have to catch up. I have to help this young lady out. And he'd be like, he'll mutter, okay, Miri.
This is fantastic.
Leads you to his room. It's all the way down at the end of the hall. And you turn to like a right. And it's like a little path. And then it's like a door. And she goes over to it. Knocks on it a few times. Caleb! There's a lady here who wants to see you. No response. She knocks again. Caleb! Your shift is about to start as well, actually. And you have someone here to talk to you. Are you okay? No response. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know, maybe he's not here.
All right, that's fine. I will perhaps catch him later.
Well, I hope he comes back. His shift does start soon. Okay, well, you have a good.
Thank you for your help.
Wait, I don't. Did you eat?
I have
I
not.
remember seeing. You should come eat. Let me fix you a plate. What would you like?
Eggs and bacon, please.
Okay.
I will come down after I have gathered my things from my room.
Okay. As you're like having this conversation, you recognize Ilara's voice. Wait, Mary, Mary. Oh, where's that woman? Oh, Ilara. And kind of, she's like walking away from you in the door, and she turns around the corner. Why are you yelling? Did you bring the vegetables?
I'm gonna
And,
go
like,
inside my room and like close the door and listen very intently for when they're gone.
Okay. Well, you do hear like a woman like shuffling up the stairs. She does pause briefly. You do hear him like, "Oh, good morning, Balin." And she's like, and you hear like a slight silence.
Aeris kind of rolls her eyes as soon as she hears that.
And she's like, "Oh, where's your the girl you were with last night?" And like, then you start like unable to hear the voices, and then she just goes stumping up the stairs as Mary's like shouting for her, "Honey, weren't you looking for me?" She stumps upstairs. Have you seen a girl? Tall girl. With ears this big. Look part Harrigan, I guess, she says. Oh, yes, and then go ahead and give me a stealth check, too.
Damn, I wanted you to do the. She's right there as I walk in.
Okay, so Mary didn't notice you go into your room or anything like that.
I wanted her to see me go into my room.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I
Okay,
wasn't trying to sneak away. I was just like, okay, goodbye. And I'm going in my room and then waiting and listening for them to go away.
Okay. Mary be like, wait a second. There's two girls that are like kind of with those ears. What? She's like, the one with the long hair, Mary. Where is she? She was looking for Caleb's room. Oh, well, me and her went to his room. He's not there, but then she went to hers. Why are you so upset? Come here, darling. We got a lot of work to do. We have to wash the vegetables. But Mary! And you like hear them like shuffling downstairs.
Now I'm gonna sneak out of my room and go back to Caleb's door.
Okay. We'll just say that stealth check counts for that then, since it was my bed. Okay, you go to Caleb's door, and I will say around this time, Chisuyu and Liara approaches. Chisuyu, you would see the lady who you kind of briefly talked to in the morning about like with the breakfast and stuff like that, hushing Ilara to go help her wash the vegetables. But you see like Ilara be like, wait, Balin! Mary, I need to talk to Balin. Yes, I know. He's been gone for a while. We'll catch up with him later. Let the man eat. Balin!
I'll whisper to Leora. Go show your brother how you look.
Oh, true. And showing over. Hey! And you kind of see her like nudge him a little bit in the shoulder. And he looks up and like, oh, good morning, sis. And then looks away. And then like he kind of jolts and looks at her again like, oh, your hair. And as you like approach, you see that he has a note in his hand. And he's kind of like unraveling as the one that you gave him.
Told Also, and I'll go up to his ear and whisper, "Is my sister causing trouble upstairs?"
He, as you like whisper in his ear, he'll give you like a quick peck, and like I saw her with Miri, but that was about it.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'll blow in his ear and run upstairs.
His face looks up. Okay. So you're gonna pick out Caleb's door.
Yep, I stealthed around the corner to his door, and I'm going to pick the lock.
Okay, go ahead and
What is the? How do I roll the thing?
Sleight of hand.
It's sleight of hand.
yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Okay. You pull out your lock picking kit. It doesn't take you long to know what tools you exactly need. You do your thing, turn it a little bit in one direction, like in the other, and you hear a click, and without much effort, you're able to open the door.
I'm gonna open the door and slip inside.
Okay. I'm gonna pull you down.
Before you go,
Yes.
by the time I go upstairs, she's already gone, right?
Hmm. You know what? Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Either result, I'm gonna do the same thing.
I would say you may not see her, but you do hear something like some kind of like slight movement in the towards the back.
Okay, you may go.
Okay. Okay, you go inside the room and it's looks like the typical room that you have. It has a bed, a desk, a curtain dividing where like the toilet and the shower is, a window. Go ahead and give me a perception check. Okay. Uh, so there are certain parts that have like little dusty, and there's like a little like weird shapes where it's like dust free. You can probably assume that's like where his stuff was at. Um, but there's nothing left. The room seems empty. The bed's unmade. Um, the window is open. Um,
So I can safely assume this guy took his shit and pieced the fuck out.
yep.
Okay. I'm going to look around the room for any hints or clues about who this guy is, where he may have gone, anything with this symbol that I have now branded on me. I'm just looking for any clue.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
Please. No. Why? Did you say the bed was unmade or made?
Unmade.
So, like, he slept here?
Well, he may not have slept there last night,
Okay.
but like he was with you, but whether he slept here last night or like how, or he may just be the guy that like never makes his bed.
Okay.
But yeah, you notice that even with that investigation check, you notice like a slight ripped up. Well, it's not really ripped. It was like ripped section of like parchment with like little burned edges. Actually, this wouldn't be on his bed; it'd be on his desk. And like a little crevice where like a wood divots in between like a little gap, and you can easily like pull it out. The burnt part crumbles a little bit, but you're able to make out. Let me see.
Does this seemingly name mean anything to me? Have I seen it anywhere before, heard it before?
Uh, just give me a straight up intelligence check.
Okay. Son of a bitch, why is it always the intelligence checks that it's all sevens?
No, you're a bit frustrated right now, so it's hard to like think clearly.
Okay, well, I'm gonna pocket this thing. Take another quick look around for any other clues. Check out the window.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna let you roll for this. Other besides that little piece of burnt parchment, there's really nothing else here.
Fuck! Fuck, fuck, fuck!
And with that, I'm gonna pull you up.
Yep,
Okay.
I'm going to be leaving the room after that, by the way.
Okay, so yeah, Chisuyu, if you're still upstairs, you see your sister round the corner, and you see her at the end of the hall.
I'll go. You didn't let me do my distraction.
Aeris has a really dark look on her face. She's very clearly quite upset.
I'll run up to her. It's like, are you okay?
No,
What
but
happened?
it is nothing for you to worry about. It is my problem.
Can I still help?
I don't think so, no.
Well, do you know without trying?
Well, then, do you know where Caleb went?
Did he leave clues in his room?
No. He went out the window. He took his things. He is gone.
Hmm. Well, you wake up earlier than I do. And, I... Thinking back. Let's say thinking back. Would you or have I finished first last night?
Definitely you.
Uh-huh, okay. So, no, I would have not been awake by the time he probably was sneaking out.
Because I stayed downstairs, had a drink, and then brought him up to my room. So it was definitely after you.
Okay, well... No. Um...
Well, then, unfortunately, no. You cannot help me.
Well...
Unless you happen to know someone who knows something about magic.
Well...
Which neither of us really do.
Not since I was younger. But... I just learned that Leora has some arcane capabilities. Don't know the extent. But don't ask now. She's feeling herself as I like
I
use my head to like nudge to where she is, and you can now tell she looks really different.
It needs to happen now, sister. I need to know. It cannot wait.
All right. Well, let's go.
I'll go downstairs.
As I go downstairs, the place got a little less crowded. The grumpy guy moves from the corner up to the bar. He seems to be drinking an ale. Um, do you notice Mary is sitting at the table across from Liara, and she has Ilar. Why do I have to have them similar names? Okay, anyway, Ilara is sitting beside her across from Balin. Balin's eating, um, kind of keeping to himself, but occasionally, like, Mary is asking him a bunch of questions. You can hear like, "Oh, how's your training going?" And then she'll look over at his sister and ask her the same questions too. And you would see that Ilara's like kind of like leaning over with her elbows on the table and just like staring like really close into at Balin.
Okay. As soon as I come downstairs, I'll go. Oh, um, do you guys happen to offer laundry services?
Mary speaks up. Oh, yes, we do. You need stuff done?
Yeah, I need someone to go clean the sheets on the bed.
Oh my god.
That
Oh,
was the distraction you took away from me.
oh well, Alara here does all the laundry. Okay, Alara, I'll go ahead and um put this on their tab. Go ahead and get them get her some fresh sheets. You see Balin's face like look beet red. He kind of looks down at his plate of food.
I go over to Leora and I say, I need to speak with you for a moment. And I take her wrist and I pull her off to the side.
Oh, there you were. We were looking at. Well, I was wondering about where you were all this morning. Oh, what do you think of my hair? Your sister did it.
It's very nice.
Balin was like looked over like the moment like you grabbed his sister's wrist and like take her off to his side, and he'll like glance back at y'all, make sure everything's okay, and then he'll just go back to his food.
Yeah, I'll mouth. Hopefully, he knows how to read lips. I'll mouth. Uh, sister lost something.
His eyes will slightly wide and then settle back down and just nod.
I take her off into like a corner of the inn and like kind of out of the way
Mm-hmm.
to where no one else can see. And I say, I need to know what did this, and I need to know anything you can tell me about it, but you cannot tell anyone. Not even your brother, not even my sister.
Not even my brother. I never keep things from my brother.
Please,
Oh,
please, I need this.
oh, oh, okay. I guess so. I mean, we're friends, right? And friends help each other, right? So okay. What do you need?
I will show her the little mark on my hand.
She'll take your hand and examine it. Oh, I never seen this before. Is this a tattoo? When did you got it?
It appeared this morning, please. What could have done this? Do you know anything about this? Where it might be from? What it might mean?
She looks at it, studies close. It kind of brings her hand like really close to her eyes. To the point like her glasses are like really like digging into your hand. It seems like. It looks like it's a branding mark.
Do you know what kind of magic could make this?
Not really. I kind of didn't study much or like enhance my abilities as much. I was too busy with my other projects, but I feel like people in Lordona might know.
Well,
There's a lot of shops there that deal with arcane.
She sighs really heavily and just... Thank you. Thank you for your help. Please don't tell anyone about this. By the way, I've seen the way you look at, who's the chick's name with the blonde hair?
Ilara.
Ilara. I've seen the way you look at Ilara. Do you want to make her jealous? Do you want her to pay attention to you?
I'm already doing that.
Jealous? Why would I make her jealous?
Do you want her to pay attention to you and not your brother?
I just wanted her to be my friend.
Okay. Nothing more than that then?
I date my research.
I want to know if that's true. I want to
Okay.
know if that's true.
Give me an insight check.
Fuck. Fuck.
It's definitely hard to tell. But you think she could be telling the truth, but at the same time it's hard to tell. You question her, but it's hard to believe. Like it could go either way.
Well, if you would like to make her jealous, I could do that for you. Help her pay attention to you instead. Maybe make her notice you instead of your brother.
Oh, like how your sister did my hair? What are you gonna do? Wait, but my hair's already done.
Don't worry about it. Your hair looks great. Let's go back.
Okay. Oh, thank you for saying my hair looks great.
I'm just waiting for the scream.
Okay, so while y'all were off in the corner having this conversation, you watched Ilara getting really mad that she's being ordered to give you a new pair of sheets. So she goes in the back, grabs all the supplies she needs, and then with her arms full, walk this way, back up to your room. And while she's walking past and going upstairs, she is just glaring daggers at you.
Oh, I'm smiling.
And then she goes upstairs. And then you can hear like her feet stop and like a door open. She goes inside and she does scream really loudly to the point where Balin like jumps. He drops his fork from his hand, and Mary goes, oh gosh, Elara, what's wrong? Is it Caitlin? Is it okay? And you just see him like charge upstairs.
I'm gonna shovel the food that's on the table into my mouth. Did I get my order of bacon and eggs? I'm assuming it's on the table somewhere.
It is.
Well then, yeah, I'm gonna just shovel that shit into my mouth real quick. Just eat as fast as I can.
And then you hear like Hilaria just like yelling on top of her lungs, like, "What kind of mess is this?" And Mary goes, "What? What? Looks like a honeymoon suite. Come on, just help, help, help! Come on, come on, girl, do your job. I've been working all morning. This is your shift. I'm gonna go back and talk to Balin." Sorry about that. She only screamed because she saw a spider. Oh, everything's okay.
Must have been a really big red spider, huh?
Yeah. Well, she's squirmish and everything. Pardon her. Uh, okay, so you know Balin?
Yeah. Uh, we're traveling together to Lordona on business, and he agreed to escort us since we're all headed the same way and have made quick friends.
And she points to Liara's wrist where the bracelets. Oh, is it because of this? Y'all have one too?
The granny has one.
Oh no no. The granny was pointing to Ilara's wrist with the bracelet. She does
She
not have.
has one too.
Uh,
Leora has one, yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I got confused by it.
The tiefling girl, sister
Yes,
yeah.
to
yeah,
Balin.
yeah. Like this bitch is gonna be on my back the entire time.
Oh, we had a girl from here who had one too. She left like I think it's 2 days ago.
Yeah, we heard the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Sis, stop shoveling your food. It's not going anywhere.
Balin would lean into you, Chisuyu, and whisper in your ear, "I try to stay away." And then he would lean back and drink his ale.
I tried to stay away.
Because because in your letter one time he says P.S. Better not catch you with that bitch.
No, nah. Okay, yeah. I nudge him back and say like, ah, you didn't do it.
Okay, I'll say Balin and his sister catch up with Mary. Um, they'll tell her like Mary would always look after them when they always traveled here. She used to be a adventurer of some sorts. She loved to travel and stuff like that. But then, as the age was getting the best of her, her and her husband settled down here. And then Balin would speak up. Oh, what time do you guys want to go? Or do you want to do a little shopping? There's
I
some
would
cute stores here.
I would like to go as soon as possible.
Around
I wanted to check some of the stores.
around this time, you see Ilara with like a potato sack with like, and it's like filled, and there's like some of the bedding is like overflowing and everything, and she's like holding out away from her like it's contaminated, and she's beats angry, and she just like storms past you guys, not even looking.
Oh, I'm sure that reeks.
Anyways, yeah,
Um,
I wanted to check some of the places before we left. Who knows when's the next time we're gonna be anywhere near a village?
as Elora walks by with all the laundry, I'll point over to her with two fingers and say, "Hey, to my room next.
Mir says, I will charge the tab. Okay, Laura, you have another room coming up.
We're torturing this girl.
Well, I'm doing it on purpose. You're just adding it on.
Uh-huh.
You hear like what sounds like wooden buckets getting tossed around in the back, and she's just trying to do like silent screaming to herself.
I'll flat out say I won't whisper it and address Balin. It's like, and you thought she was nice?
I never seen her this way. Maybe something bad happened.
Oh, something bad happened.
Yeah, only to her though. As I grab his knee and squeeze it.
Aeris takes her dagger that she's been playing with in her hands and says, I'll wait outside for you.
Okay. Miri, she's like chuckles. Like, oh. Well, Balin, I'm glad you found someone. I got lots of work to do. Lunch time is approaching, and I have to now peel these vegetables.
This real quick.
Oh, a thought occurs to me before I leave the inn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna turn around and go up to the bar. Excuse me, sir?
What is it?
You said some sort of noise kept you up last night. What? Could you tell me what it was?
Ah, yes! Oh, God. He puts his hand to his forehead. Bloody hell! I just hear... I swear, someone must have been on their honeymoon or something, but I heard whispers. I hear grunts and... I don't want to talk about it. It was right next to my room, that's all I know. And occasionally you'll hear like a knock on the wall. Oh, God. I tried to switch rooms, but no one was downstairs.
Which room was yours?
He'll describe the room, and it would have been like smack dab between where your sister's room was and where your room was.
Excellent! Yes!
Now the important question. Were we so into his sisters that it was at the same time?
God, no, I don't think so. I think it was you, and then a little bit later, me. So we kept them up like all fucking night. From opposite ends.
Who knows? Maybe Balin and Caleb had second wind too.
Oh boy.
That's where he went.
Anyways. Oh, I see. That sounds awful.
It was, and I asked for a refund, and they're not giving me a refund.
Well, sometimes that's just how life is. And I'll walk outside. Oh, by the way, you didn't happen to see a blue tiefling leave this morning?
A blue tiefling?
Yes.
It was like 4 horns on his head?
Yes.
Yes, he left that way. I couldn't sleep, so when it was like approaching dawn, I came down here, and he left. I tried asking him for a refund, and he just ignored me, and he just rushed out.
All right, thank you so much, sir. And I will walk away. Good luck.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Good luck sleeping tonight.
Ugh. He just grunts. Mary goes, No. Why don't you try taking a nap? Oh, such a baby. Balin would reach over and hold your closest hand to him, Chisuyu, and kind of nudge towards the door. "Mm, we should go. We should follow too."
Yeah, yeah, I'm done.
And then he'll lean in, make sure his sister's not able to hear. "Are you feeling okay?"
I'll think about it. Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you.
"Okay." And then he won't let go of your hand, and he'll just like escort you out. Uh, Liara will like fall behind.
With my available hand, I'll grab her hand.
No, she'll accept it. Okay. Uh, so Balin would mention where some of the local stores that he knows are at. Let me get my tool out. He'll say the store towards like the backish of the Whispering Tavern is the Booker's. Not Booker's. Oh my god, Baker's Nuke. And then of course he will motion over to where you see the dwarf hammering at his little smithing freaking station. He'll say that's the Iron Strike Smithy. And then you already know, Chisuyu, you know about the mystical elixirs, but he'll tell everyone by the windmill with the blue roof is the mystical liquor store. And by the pond is the Tranquil shop. He said that's mostly for fishing supplies.
Hmm.
Would you happen to know if any of these people would be awake before dawn, going about their
Well,
business?
well, the baker would be a prime suspect in that case. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he says over there by the stalls is the Sunnydale. They sell locally sourced farm fruits and vegetables.
The Sunnydale would be up before dawn, you said?
Oh no, I'm just saying what else that is. But your sister's right. The Booker's Nook. The lady that she's always taking a morning store and then like going in and like preparing fresh goods for the day.
I think I will check there first.
Okay. And he kind of like brushes against your shoulder, Chishiyu. What would you like to do?
Well, I want to go to two places. Um, First, I would like to visit the smithy, and then the elixir shop.
Okay. Liarda speaks up. I'll go anywhere. I'm fine. Okay. So we'll start with Aeris. You get to the baker's nook. When you get there, it definitely smells of like freshly baked bread, and there's some like sweet scents, like probably like also and like a little spice. Like you probably get like hints of ginger and um like an undertone of like a berry type smell.
Mm.
Ooh, crepes.
I'm gonna go inside and look for this lady that Balin mentioned.
Okay. Uh, you go inside and you notice a halfling middle-aged lady with like red curly hair up in a bun, wearing an apron. At this point in the day, it's covered in like flour and maybe like little berry stains. Ah, good morning.
Good morning.
How, how can I help you?
Um, I'm actually looking for someone, and I think you may have been awake and up and about around the time when this person may have been out, and he's a blue tiefling.
Oh, the one that was working at the Whistling Tavern?
Yes.
Hmm.
Apparently, he left early in the morning, and I was actually looking for him, but he's not here today. I haven't been able to find him.
And she kind of like wipes her hands on her apron again, and she goes to the counter, kind of like puts her hand on it and like her other one on her hip. She kind of thinks, ah, well, I don't know if he was a tiefling. He had a hood on, but it was a tall figure. He went south. I think he went. Uh, man, I don't. Honestly, I don't know which way he went. And she explained, are you new around here?
I am, yes. Well,
Okay,
I have
so,
been here several times, but I'm not too familiar with the area.
oh, okay. So, you seen the windmill, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, the path splits off between there. One path goes to Mount Bank, and the other path goes further south.
Towards Lodona?
Hmm, still a ways, but I suppose.
Do you know which of these two paths he took?
That's what I'm trying to remember, but I don't. Well, I'm sorry. That's all I can think of. Would you like to buy anything? I just got down some fresh baked goods.
Yes, actually. What do you recommend?
Well, these are popular items. And I'll post it in the chat between y'all two. The berries are locally sourced. They're actually the same berries that is made of. Blech. Hold on. It's the same berries as used to also make the moon shadow wine from the moon shadow family in these parts. Oh, and the moonshade pie if you haven't had that either.
The berry tarts are the same berries, you said?
Mm-hmm.
I will buy 4 of those and one of the berry pies.
Okay, so 4 berry tarts and 1 large berry pie.
Yes, please.
Okay, that'll be 28 copper and 2 silver, please.
I give her the money plus 5 extra silver. So how much in total am I giving her?
28 copper and 5 additional silver, so 7 silver. So 28 copper and 7 silver. Oh, why this extra change?
For helping me find this person I'm looking for. The information was useful.
Oh, no problem. I hope you find him soon.
Thank you.
But wait.
How do you break copper? It's 100, right? 100 copper
Yeah.
into silver. So if I owed 28, I would have calculator.
Calculator.
72. You would have 72 left over.
Alrighty. I did it. And I will take these and say thank you again for your goods and the help.
No problem. But if you said you were looking for the tiefling at the inn, right?
Yes,
Well, he should be working there now.
he's not.
Oh. Interesting. Okay then, none of my business. I just bake. So, well, thank you for your purchase, and I hope you have a great day and you enjoy the delicious foods.
Thank you very much. And I will leave and go look for everybody else who is probably somewhere by the or not bakery,
It would be
Smithy,
the Smithy
yeah.
first, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys can go do your thing.
Okay.
Mari can tell me when I arrive.
Sure. So y'all get to the Iron Strike Smithy. You recognize the red dwarf from last night at the bar. His beard right now has like little singe sections. He's covered in sweat. There's like suit marks all over his face, and he's just constantly hammering right now. It looks like he's like creating a sword right now.
Hmm. Excuse me.
Hmm. Oh. Can I help you?
Two things, if whenever you're able. I would like to have the sheath of my rapier engraved,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll look at Leora. Does she happen to have anything remotely looking like either a wand, staff, or a staff?
Oh yeah, she has a quarterstaff on her.
Okay. In that case, I would say. Boof. My brain's shutting down now. Doot, 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 doot.
Quick, reboot.
Okay, in that case, I'll be like, Dora, do you happen to want anything from the smithy?
And she'll look over at the shop, and he'll tell you like what he sells. Let me pull it up for you guys. She'll just be like, my no, Erling. Oh, I just saw a message in the she would have just said, oh, I guess I could use a new carving tool. My dagger got a little slightly weak. So she'll go ahead and she'll fork it over, but she'll go and buy like a steel dagger. There's I will say he has a couple of everything, so there's still like plenty of inventory.
Okay. I'll slap her hand and say, no, I told you I was gonna buy you something.
Oh, you don't have to. I have
I
college for a
I
second.
I want to.
Oh, thank you. And like Balin kind of like looks over at you and then at her and just kind of like he has like a soft smile on his face, like he's happy that she's getting closer to people now.
Okay, and a steel dagger for the little miss.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll fork over the gold and however much for the engraving.
What would you like engraved?
I'll look at Balin, look at his short sword, look at Balin again, see if he gets a hint.
Or Balin's like, oh, and he'll point. You want the same?
I'll look at him more intently. Please.
He smiles and nods, and he'll hold out his and show it to the guy, and then he'll like lean in and like whisper something to him. If you want to, you can try and do a perception check to see if you can catch it, what he's saying.
Nah.
Okay. When he whispers to the guy, and he nods and nods, he crosses his arms over his chest. Okay. Anything else for you guys?
No, that's it.
Okay. So 3 gold for the steel dagger, and 50 silver for the engrave.
All right.
I'll need about 20 minutes, and it should be done.
That's fine. We have business over at Seraphine's place, so we won't be far.
Okay. See you later. And he goes back hammering. He finished up what he currently has, and then he like puts it away, and then he goes work on your sword, your rapier. I mean.
Okay. I'll bump shoulders or as close to shoulders with Leoris and said, might not be something that you actually wanted, but it's something you needed.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I hardly ever get gifts, so and she's like holding it, and she's like happy. And then like she tucks it away. And as you're like about to leave, you do hear your sister approaching you.
Oh, hi sis.
Hello.
Did the bakery have footprint-sized bread?
No. They had these though. And I will pull out 3 of my berry tarts and hand each person one of the berry tarts. They did see the woman there did notice Caleb left traveling south this morning early.
Well, we are headed to the Mystic Elixir shop that's south.
Maybe someone else saw him.
Maybe. I'll get close to Aeris and say, are you sure there's nothing I can help with? You look really distraught.
If you can help me find him, find out where he went, that would be helpful.
What did he do to you?
He took something from me, and I want it back. I need it back.
What did he take?
It was something I was supposed to deliver here, but now it is gone.
That's not nice.
No, it's not.
Well, yeah, I'll help you out. That's what sisters are for. And we head towards the Master Elixir.
I'm gonna hang back a quick second and ask the dwarf guy. Did you happen to be awake earlier this morning? And out and about?
No. I woke up with a little hangover. So I slept in. Now I'm a little bit behind.
Would you happen to know anyone who might be, besides the baker, who might have been awake around that time?
Hmm. Maybe the tranquil shop owner, and he'll point over yonder, which is like across the pond over this way. I think he likes to go fishing in the morning.
Alright, thank you very much, and I will give him a silver piece.
Oh, thank you. Do you need to buy anything?
No, thank you, sir.
Okay, well, good day.
Good day.
Okay, and y'all arrive at the Mystic Elixir. The place is lined with shelves. There's like a lot of like potions and books lined up. Some of it has like a little dust on it. There's like jars with various insects in it. They're clearly dead. And then some other specimens floating in liquid jars. You definitely see like a toad floating around. One has like a snake in it. Other one has snails. But the place smells of like thick incense.
I'll knock on the wall. Seraphim!
Oh, hello.
We've come to look around.
Oh, yes, please, please. Have you discovered anything else?
We haven't had a chance, unfortunately.
I understand. Maybe I can get some people outside to come in and check it out.
Well, we can at least see if we can buy something that you may be offering.
I have these. Unfortunately, I was just taking an inventory and it seems like quite a bit of my stuff is missing.
You said things are missing?
Mm-hmm.
As
Like
of
what?
Today?
Yeah. I went. Well, I woke up, got ready, went over to the Whispering Tavern to have some breakfast, had some chats, and then went over to check on the trees and spend time with y'all, and then came back here and I decided to do some inventory and a good chunk of stuff is gone. But there's no. But I don't. Oh,
What is missing?
lots of my potions, the ones I've been working on, they're quite powerful. Well, I mean, not all of them, but they are worth some money.
Do you mind if I take a look around?
Yeah, please, please. I'm still doing inventory counts. The room, my storage room, and it's a little bit messy.
I'm gonna with her permission, go in there and take a look around.
I'm also going to take a look.
Okay, y'all can go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Yay! Intelligence checks. I'm amazing.
Well, you do notice that like there was like a little bit of like a layer of dust on a lot of her shelves. Was like a little bottle or jar like clean spots where stuff was at. There are some liquid spilled. It's kind of smells almost like a little acidy, and you do notice that some of the wood is like burning away in certain spots of where this liquid's at. There's a lot of other like merchandise that's not like really worth anything, like bits of parchment sheets are like scattered everywhere. Little incense sticks are like broken here and there. There's like a little bit of bottles of inks like shattered. But other than that, besides a lot of stuff is missing. That's what you can find out. But I will say for you, Chisuyu, you do notice a few strands of blue hair on one of the shelves.
Well, it was definitely our man. I show the locks of hair over to Aeris.
You see her face get real dark and angry again. Good to know. Good to find.
Miss Seraphine?
Yes?
I'm not sure if it's possible, but do you happen to have the ingredients in hand to do like a locate spell?
A locate spell. Give me give me a little bit, and I'll get back to you.
Because I think we might know who it was. It's Caleb.
Caleb?
He's been the only blue-haired person I've seen in town.
And he's
I
missing
show him
today.
I show him the lock of hair. To her.
Oh. Caleb was showing interest with my potion making, so he would occasionally come and help me.
Is he the only person with blue hair in town?
From what you, from what you notice, yes.
Okay. And I might be asking for much, and I don't think we can help when it comes to that either. But just came to my mind.
Well, I mean, you said he's missing, right? So I'll see what I have.
Yeah, he also stole from my sister, so
What?
that's why she's so on edge.
You think he did the same to me?
It is possible.
Given the elephant in the room, yeah.
Oh, so weird. I was teaching him parts of my crafts and everything. He will tell me like lovely stories of how he was at Starred Kingdom and everything.
Did he ask like any weird questions? Someone that a bookkeeper shouldn't be asking?
Hmm. He was quite fascinated with fire, that's for sure. He was more fascinated about causing explosions, but he said he only wanted to um, create nice little shows for everyone. I think,
Sis, what did he steal from you?
It was a package to be delivered. I don't know what was in it.
oh, he did ask about putting certain elements into jewels. And I said you have to be able to create runes. And that takes many years to practice. I can do certain runes, but there's some runes I can't really engrave on. And also depends on the stone, I told him. Or preferably the type of material. Runes are easily able to be carved and embedded into gemstones. But if you want to do like wood or metal, it's a little bit more complex since wood is more delicate and metal is more, well, more hardened. Uh,
Aeris, is rubbing at the spot on her hand while thinking about all this.
Are you doing it discreetly?
Yes.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah, passive perception ain't gonna beat that, so we would have to roll super low.
now that I think about it, she goes back into her little storage area and she looks, and she comes back. Now that I think about it, and I just realized, I can't believe I just realizing this now, but my whole container of gemstones is missing too.
Okay, I would show her the spot on the floor where there was acid at, and I would ask, do you know what was here?
Mm. Oh yeah, it just looks like one of these things. I have a few left out front that wasn't in the storage, and she pulls it off the shelf and shows it. It's a vial of acid.
So a container of acid is missing?
Oh, I think that one broke.
Okay.
But it looked like he did took some.
Chi, I'm going to go ask the Tranquil shop owner who if they may have seen someone leaving early this morning. I was told by the blacksmith they might have been awake at that time.
Yeah, that checks out. Fishermen usually like being up and early. Alrighty.
And I'm gonna leave and go over there.
Also during this entire time, Lior has been like hyper focused on like this stack of parchment paper, and she'll just like lift one layer up, shake her head, place it off to the side, lift one up, and nod her head yes, place it on the opposite side of the pile, and she just keeps going until she's a stack. And Balin's like, "Oh no, sis, come on, it's just paper. Just grab how many you need, and we'll pay for it. Why you have to be so picky?" And she'll be like, "It depends on the texture and how it's been specifically been designed. Certain treatment of parchment paper absorbs ink better while it does not absorb ink at all." You're just, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm with your sister on that one, babe. Oh,
Uh,
oh, I didn't mean to say that.
uh,
Yeah,
babe.
it's really hard to come up with a nickname when your name is Bay. Um,
He kind of gets awkward. He's like, yeah, I got that a few times.
so anyway, yeah, it's more specifically the quality itself. Since higher quality paper, is able to better react with high quality ink. So that's why your sister's going through it meticulously.
Liara's nodding her head, and she points in your direction, at least from where she can tell you like your voice is at. And she goes, "I like her, brother. I like her." And then she'll go back.
I'll blush.
Balin chuckles and sighs like, "Huh. I think she's gonna be here for a while. But if you want to go shopping, you're free to go."
Kinda done. So I don't really need anything tackle wise because I'm not a good fisher. That's my sister. And the only other thing I can do is help her find this guy. But we don't really have any leads.
I did felt something was off with him, but I just thought maybe it's because he just came from a far, far away place. But
Guess it doesn't hurt asking. Miss Seraphine,
hmm,
has Caleb ever shared where he was from?
he told me he was from the Starred Kingdom.
Nothing aside from that?
Hmm, no, just that his family came from a line of fortune tellers from there. He said he could tell if he had like a bowl of water with um ruby gems with a specific rune on them and soaking in the water, that he could tell people's fortunes the moment their hands went inside the water. We tried with a few rubies of mine, but I've never practiced with the rune that he showed me, so it didn't work.
And did he ever say his last name?
Ah, his last name. I think it's. No, I don't think so. I'm sorry, I'm not really good with last names.
No, that's okay. I'm just grasping at straws myself. Can I do a history check just to see if there's any, if I have read about any renowned fortune telling families?
Sure.
Nope.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, the books at the library of your home didn't really cover much of fortune telling. There was brief history of Starry Kingdom where they said that the energy from the tree there was more closer to um the combination of like arcane of like future seeing and the stars, but that's about it.
Okay. In that case, I'll just go. Well, I'll take this moment to go pick up my rapier. I'll be right back.
Mm, okay. Oh, lady, do you want to see more parchment paper? I have more in the back. And she goes over and talks to Laura, and like Balin is just standing nearby. Okay, Aeris, doesn't take long for you to notice where the tranquil shop is at, and you do notice like the big giant pond there, and where it has like 2 docks, and you do notice the dock closest to the store, you see a guy hunched over, sitting on like a tiny little stool with like a wooden bucket by him and like a tiny little metal container by him, and he's just like fishing at the moment.
I'm going to go up to that guy and say, "Excuse me, sir."
He doesn't seem to react.
Sir? Do you happen to be the tranquil shop owner? Is he still not reacting at all?
Not reacting, and now you see him like reeling his reel back in, and then he's going the moment it's out of the water, he's gonna go swing his pole back behind him and try to like go further out into the water, but no reaction from him.
I will turn around and go inside the shop.
You go in front of the store and you notice there's a sign on the door saying "Gone Fishing."
Okay, turning around, going back to the guy.
He's in the same position. His reel's further out than what it was when you first saw him, and he's just sitting there holding onto the fishing rod, staring out into the water.
Excuse me, sir. Are you really just going to ignore me?
Where are you at compared to this guy right now?
I wanted to get up close to him. Like walking out onto the dock.
Okay, so you're gonna be like in his field of vision, kinda.
Yeah.
Okay, the moment you go into his field of vision, he kind of like startles a little bit, and then he stands up, and then you hear like a man's voice in your head. How can I help you?
I'm a little startled. What is going on?
I'm talking to you. Are you here to fish?
But you did not answer me before.
He points to his ears, and by the way, this whole conversation is in your head.
I figured. You're deaf?
He nods.
Oh, I did not realize, I'm sorry. Well, I'm looking for someone. They may have, left early in the morning, and I was wondering if you had maybe seen a, apparently hooded, yo, right? A, blue tiefling or someone in a cloak, leave early this morning.
And then you see his eyes get slightly big, and he nods his head, and he points in direction past his store, so around here.
So motherfucker definitely left.
Apparently there was a break-in at Mystic Elixirs, and he may have been the culprit. And you're saying he left going southeast?
I saw I figured as I was leaving my store to go fishing, and he, yep, went along that road.
Aeris puts a hand up to her temples and just rubs and says, "Thank you, sir." Thank you for your time and the information. And she will go back towards where she left Chisuyu.
You hear his voice in your head go, oh, no problem.
What did the baker lady say was down this way?
It's more of like a path. It goes further south. And you know, she said the other path is kind of goes more southwest towards Mount Bank.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I'll get back over here. Are either of these people has anybody eaten one of these berry tarts I bought for them?
Oh yeah, while y'all were over at the smithy, when you and Chisuyu were having y'all's little conversation before y'all went here, they were already eating it. Balin said, "Oh, this is actually one of my favorites," and Liara goes, "It's alright, but I prefer it to be a little bit more bitter."
Awesome.
But she ate all of hers,
Cool. All right.
and they did thank you, by the way. If you stopped by the Mixic Elixirs, you'll see Laura has like a handful of supplies of like parchment papers, an ink bottle, and some few more vials. Balin is just helping her with money right now. But if you went in, they'd be like, "Oh, I think Chisuyu went back to the smithy."
All right. Thank you. You guys have everything you need? I would like
Eh.
to get going as soon as possible.
Yeah, we got. Yeah, time is of essence, for sure. And then Chisuyu, when you got over to the Iron Strike smithy, the moment you got there, he'll turn to see you. Ah, right on time. Just got done like 30 seconds ago.
Wow, convenience.
Mm-hmm. Let me go get it. I just add a little bit of polish to it too. And he goes and grabs it. And he has it currently wrapped around in like a beige type leather cloth, and he holds it out to you, just like you said, and what your companion also requested. And it was, let me.
I want to make a joke, but at least one person here would not know what it is.
Make the joke.
Make it.
Say the joke. Is it me because I don't watch anime? Is that it?
Because you're not caught up on Critical Role.
Oh.
Well, it has the same thing as yours. Embrace the depths of the unknown. But this time it has Balin's initials, which is. Oh, I thought I pulled it up.
I
I have
really hope.
so many tabs open.
I really hope his initials are BJ.
Not BJ, but it is BS.
Awesome.
But yeah, it says embrace the depths of the unknown, BS, and it has it's kind of roughened up, but there's like a little rune. It's not glowing, but go ahead and give me a history check on it.
Oof. Hopefully that's high enough.
It is. Uh, got it. It was either 10 or above, but you got it. This is actually um a common symbol from the kingdom of Sawari. It basically represents love.
Aw.
That's so sweet. Oh.
And it's also the reason why for this symbol for representing love is because, like, Kingdom of Safari, I mentioned this, but, just as a refresher, it's also one of the well-known places to bless a long, happy marriage.
I'm sorry to do this to you, but I'm gonna need you to make up a rune eventually.
Okay. Don't worry. I am doing that too.
As soon as I recognize it, I'll just start crying.
Will I come up to you at that point when you're just crying?
Oh, no.
Probably.
This may be like, well, why are you crying? You don't like it? Oh, I worked hard on it.
No. I love it.
Oh.
Thank you. It's tears of joy. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm glad you like it.
I'll turn
And
around and my sister's in my face.
Chi?
yep, she's walking towards you.
Chi, what is wrong?
So earlier, I asked Balin to have my rapier chief engraved. And I show her the rune. It's a love rune.
She's got mixed feelings right now. You can see that. You can see that on one hand she's happy for you, but she's also a little sad. And so she'll just put an arm around your shoulders and give you a little squeeze.
Do I get the read that it's because like she's growing up vibe that you're sad?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. I'll hug you back. And and not whisper, but not said out loud. It's like, I'll still be your little sis.
Always.
I adjust the rapier to my hip and go, any leads?
Yes, actually, he was seen going south along that path, and I pointed out past the tranquil shop.
Well, that's the way out of town. So, what are the chances we're heading to the same place?
I do not know. I will start leading you away from the blacksmith guy. So that we're
Okay.
like away from people listening, hopefully.
We'll definitely go here where this totally doesn't look like gallows.
Do you, Okay, I will tell you what happened. This morning, I woke up, my hand was burning, and I found this mark on my hand, in between my index finger and my thumb. And I'll show her the webbing of my hand, where there's a tiny, tiny mark on it. And Mari, can you describe what it looks like?
Yeah. So, along with like the little divot, right by like the inner portion of the thumb, you see a shape of an eye, and the pupil inside is like swirls in it. And there's 7 stars surrounding the eye. There's 3 on top and 4 at the bottom, and it's all in one color. It's like a bluish gray ink.
And it seems like it is a tattoo. It won't come off. And that's part of what I found. And the other part is this. And I take out the tiny scrap of paper that says half of a word. This is what I found in Caleb's room. Maybe you can make more sense of it than I could. I don't know if this is a name or...
Okay, can I make a history on the mark and an investigation on the paper?
Yes.
Okay. And as soon as this goes away, so I can click on fucking investigation. Alright. Ugh.
Okay. History on the mark. The books that they did have briefly in this at your home about the Starred Kingdom. You did see that symbol pop up. As a let me figure.
To the notes.
Pretty much. Okay. Well, the history check. You do remember reading something related about a brief family in a Starred Kingdom where they may not have done fortune telling, but rather another kind of service. And you have a feeling that your sister's been marked by a oh, this is hard.
Did I roll too high?
Yes. I'm like, oh, he rolled too high.
Give us the juicy. Give us the juicy deets.
Okay. Yeah, he rolled high. Okay, but yeah, family in Starred Kingdom. It's crime related, where they normally would mark their victims.
Cool. So my face will grow pale.
Victims? Like murder victims?
Mm. Victims.
Yeah, my face will grow pale,
Chi, what is it?
and I'll fall to a knee.
Chi, get up. What is going on?
Unresponsive. She's in panic mode. You've seen that before.
Chi, come on. Breathe. Breathe. Deep breath in. Deep breath in. And then we hold. And then we let out. What is going on? Come on.
You're in trouble! This isn't Massachusetts.
What is the Massachusetts?
You've been marked as a target.
Yes, well, I've already been stolen from, haven't I? Come on.
No. Worse.
Worse?
Yes, worse. Oh no. This symbol has only been used by one family from the Starry Kingdom. And it's a very notorious crime organization.
Okay, well, tell me what it means. I can't be prepared for something that I don't know what it means, can I?
It doesn't go... The books I've read doesn't go into details. It just uses the word victim.
Well, then do not jump to conclusions. I have already been stolen from.
Then why leave a mark?
I believe that may be personal.
You're awfully calm about this.
Yes, well, I'm alive and I'm here, aren't I? And he is gone.
Sis.
Look, last night, I thought he was interesting. We went to my room. And you know what happened. I don't need to tell you.
Yeah.
I liked him, okay? But apparently the feeling was not mutual. I was just a target. I get it. It isn't something new for me, okay? I'm not upset. Well, I'm upset. I am upset. But I've been stolen from, and that is the main reason why I'm upset, okay?
Do you actually don't know what you were trying to transport?
No, I don't. It was a package given to me by a friend who wanted me to deliver it to someone here. And now, in the morning, I went to deliver it and it was gone.
Who were you going to deliver it to?
Mari, did I actually know what was in there? I don't know what was in there, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It was locked.
Right. I don't know. Chi, I was supposed to leave it somewhere. Somewhere hidden.
Well, let me look at that paper. I know I rolled a long investigation, but what is currently visible on the paper?
The paper's kind of burnt around the edges, and you can make out one half word.
And that is what you're able to make out of.
Is it burnt on all sides?
Yeah, all around the sides, except for like the portion where you can see the word, and like the other side is just blank.
Okay. I don't want to try anything because I rolled such low investigation in the first place. I mean, it's a hunch. Can I try with the quill that I have, like scraping in front of the word that is visible to see if something comes off.
Yeah, just give me sleight of hand, I guess.
Can I assist with whatever she's doing?
Yeah.
I mean, better.
Okay. With that, you do make out an additional letter. Like you scrape some of the burn, and like both of y'all Aeris is just like, oh, maybe hold up in the sunlight, and then hold up in the sunlight. You notice a R in front of the E.
Do you think this says Lordana?
It's possible.
Is that the direction to Lordana? Passing by the fisher shop?
Yeah, it would be. Because we're still some ways northwest from Lordana. We still need to travel more southeast.
Then maybe if we leave soon, we can.
Well, we probably won't be able to catch him. Like, he's had
You're right.
almost a full day, but we could,
He's
if-
also alone.
that you know of.
That I know of, yes.
Do you think he might do something to when everybody that has to congregates? He was looking into explosives. Aeris.
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
He did not seem the type. Then again,
He also didn't seem like the type to stand you up.
well,
I'm sorry, that was uncalled for.
I knew what I was in for, okay? I knew it was going to be just one night, and I have accepted that. He did mention he did some fortune telling, and he might. I got the feeling he might be an arcane user, but
No, it wasn't fortune telling. That's just
He-
the front.
he
That
did mention
family.
that he had done fortune telling before, though.
Yeah, but that's what. With the context clue that I know the symbol now, do I still not know the family name from the supposed fortune tellers at this point? Or was that still not enough since the earlier roll to try to remember was still not good?
Yeah, so is enough.
Okay. I don't know, it's just one of my hunches. Because why would he even tell the truth in the first place?
Fair enough.
Let's just go
I'm not-
find.
Not usually this stupid. And I
Hey,
am very angry with myself.
hey. You couldn't. Even if you saw it happen, you couldn't have stopped it.
I would have tried.
With as cautious as you are, he knew what he was doing. Like
Apparently.
he's clearly been planning this. Like, why else would he?
And I made it even easier.
Don't. That's not what I meant, sis. He knew. What if he was the?
The one I was supposed to be delivering to? It's possible,
Yeah.
but I can't take that risk. I can't. I need to get it back.
And I'll help you. That's what I'm here for. With you till the end, right?
You see her nod.
I'll give you a hug.
I'll hug you back, and did I see Balin go past with his sister?
Give me a perception check.
Man, I'm rolling below 10 today.
You saw something. You saw two figures move by. It seemed like they were circling around the water.
Okay.
Well, I know we don't have time to do things because we need to get going, and I'm done going to the shops
What?
I wanted to go to.
Look, I need something to do while we wait for whatever is going on. What did you want to look into? Maybe I can do it.
Do you remember seeing the husks of trees in the northwest when we first entered town?
Yes.
I was gonna kinda, sorta jump down the well and see if it connects to over there and see
Well-
if we can solve it.
You know what I always tell you to do, right? Look before you leap. Were you going to look before you leapt, or were you just going to jump in?
No, you always say never do things by yourself.
Yes.
So I was gonna tell everybody about it, and that's when all of this happened.
Okay. Well, I feel like I need to keep busy, so please, I will go try and maybe do this, and if there is a way down, you can find me there, and I will look around.
I mean, it's a well. There's only one way up and down.
Yes.
Okay. I'll still go with you.
All right. Are you sure you don't want to wait for them?
I mean, Balaam said that the aura was gonna be a while, so we can have a quick peek-see and catch up with them.
All right. Let's go then. Are you talking about this well up north?
Yes. Was there
Okay.
another one I failed to see?
There's one over here and
Oh,
one down here.
oops.
There's several.
Okay. Well, I did not, but I meant this one because it was closer to the trees.
That's kind of what I figured.
Because now that I see the multiple ones, I'm assuming that they're all connected to the same, like, water source here.
Mhm.
So it would still, if anything, it confirms that there is a passageway that goes through all of these places.
Yes, but it might be underwater, which was what I was trying to say.
Oh, right. Oops. Okay, well, we go to the well and we jump down.
No, we go to the well and we look down.
We look while jumping down.
No. You don't look with your feet, Chi.
But we can't see in the dark anyway, so why bother?
I wanna look down the well.
Okay, so you're looking down and Chi is jumping in.
Nope, I am not letting her. I am not letting her.
I'm trying to
Nope.
jump in.
Okay, so you're preventing your sister from trying to jump in, so give me disadvantage on perception.
Girl, before you even roll, like, there's one thing you can say to make me back off.
I don't know what that thing is. Chi, please just wait.
What's my one fear?
Water.
Specifically.
Do you not remember that time you drowned?
She'll stop in her tracks.
Don't do that to me again. You wait. Let me see what I can see.
She'll step aside and start sulking.
Use your head, Chi.
Right. I'm sorry.
Do I still make it a disadvantage?
No.
Okay. Great, it didn't matter anyways.
It's fairly dark. You just see like a bucket attached to a rope and a lever.
Fuck it, I'm jumping in.
Wait, sis, you told me to use my hit. I just took out my pitten.
You're jumping in.
Yup.
You jump in. You fall, and it doesn't take too long, and you are engulfed in that chilly cold water.
Yippee.
Is it deep?
Is it deep?
Yeah, you're kind of like trying to float / swim, but you don't feel the bottom.
Okay. Yes, it's
I-
deep, Chi.
I will take my rope and my pitten,
Just lower the bucket.
like, hang on to the both sides.
Chi,
Like,
there's
and
not enough
then
room.
Putting the pitten in. And then descending myself carefully with the rope. And before I touch water, I'll take out my torch with my available hand and finagle my way around to be able to light it.
Okay. You light it. You see your sister swimming in swimming / floating in the water. The water is like a pretty blue color. It's similar to the color that's over at the pond. There's like moss and vines growing between the cracks of the bricks of the well and like moving upwards. But that's all you really see.
I am
And-
going.
Go ahead.
Chi, I'm going to dive a little and see if I can see something.
Okay, I'll try to give you light.
Okay, I dive. And I swim down as far as I can go before I lose light.
Okay. You swim down and down and down. It's getting a little darker. And like you're using like your hands to make sure like you're still like touching the wall and everything. It seems to continuously go down.
And from where I am, can I see if there's what may be like a further canal that goes northwards from what I can tell is north at this point?
I would say it's hard because the water isn't fully see-through. It's not like crystal clear. It's like the blue, cloudy type kind of water.
Okay.
And how long can you breathe underwater at level 2?
It's not per level.
I thought it was.
It's based on your constitution.
Yeah.
Okay. How long can you stay underwater for a +1 constitution?
I think a +1 just adds a minute to what you are able to, so let me help out with checking that info. Number of minutes equal to 1 plus your constitution modifier.
So I can stay under 2 minutes?
Yep.
So I would go down for about a minute, and then after a minute had gone by, I would come back up, and during that minute of going down, I would try and see if I could see any like passageways outside of the well, or is it just full circle well all the way?
You do get to a certain point deep in there, but you notice like a hollowed passage, and it goes like this way.
Okay. And then I'll go back up.
After some time pass, you see your sister emerge out of the water.
It is very, very deep. There's only one passage that I could find, and it goes south. Nothing to the north.
Oh, okay. Well, there goes my hunch again. Come here. I'll reach out my hand so that she can grab on.
I'll take your hand.
And then we'll do like Emperor's New Groove and back to back
Yeah!
to climb up.
Lock our arms and go up the wall.
Yeah.
Cool.
If I need to roll for something, Mari.
Yeah,
Nah.
acrobatics maybe.
All of you wants to roll. I was just gonna be nice.
No, it's fine. You're being nice.
No.
I'm cool with it.
Y'all easily get out of the well. I will say around this time, as you're coming out, you see the siblings entering the tavern. Balin will be like looking around trying to find y'all, but he doesn't notice you guys.
All right, now that I'm soaking wet, I wish, dude, if only. But he's gone. All right,
well-
he gone.
Well, let's get to the inn and you can have a change of clothes and then we can head out.
A good idea. I will go dry off.
I'll probably also take a towel because it looks at my back. Yeah, I probably should.
You should also. I nod at your sword, and I say, Balin.
What about him?
You should thank him.
Oh, scratches my cheek. Right. I kinda forgot. Oh, yeah, I'll thank him.
I will go ahead of my sister towards the tavern.
I'm trailing like 5 feet behind.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. As you guys enter the tavern, you see Lilara sitting down, just going through her book. Miss Bitch over here is looks like she's trying to prepare for lunch. So she has like some vegetables being roasted over the fire, along with a peasant, and you actually will see Balin turn the corner, going upstairs.
I am gonna just sopping wet walk straight across the floor and go up the stairs. And I'm looking at the girl by the fire to see if she notices, because I'm really hoping she does and that she has to clean this up.
You're being really loud.
No, but I'm sopping wet. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, exactly. Ryu gets me. Ryu understands.
Okay. Well, she would heard the door open, and then she'd just be like turning, like, the peasant over and stirring some veggies. Then you taking a few steps, do that, the wet, soaking wet sound, and should have sighed deeply, turned around. Who can? Oh, it's you. What happened to you? Did you decide to take a dip in the pond? Swim with the fishies?
Not quite.
Well,
And
you
I'm-
smell like it.
better smell than you. And I'm going upstairs.
I'm gonna go up to Leora and Leora,
Hmm?
do you by chance happen to know how to prestidigitation?
Prestidigitation. I think I have notes about it. And she flips through her book.
Well, if you
Ah,
want,
I do.
okay, can you like face my back towards her, like dry me off, please?
Oh, sure. And she look at the book, and then and she does like a weird hand movement. Um, when she's holding like a crystal in her other hand, and you feel like a whoosh, like a little breeze flow throughout your back, and you feel dry and crisp back there now. Did it work?
Yeah, you're a lifesaver.
Ah, glad to be of help.
So we took a look at the well.
Well, did you find anything?
Only that there is a canal that comes from the lake.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm 0 for 2 on hunches today.
well,
But
we can always come back here.
yeah, and that's the scientific process, anyways. You try things and you keep trying things until something happens, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and there's a really big research center in Lordana, so hopefully I can use it and um, discover something. Or maybe they will have knowledge.
Yeah, you did grab samples, so. So I'll just sit with her and wait for my sister to come down since I don't know. I don't think I noticed Balin going upstairs.
Oh yeah, because you're a little bit behind.
Balin may have noticed me coming up the stairs after him, though.
Yeah, I would say at the point like he was gonna enter the room where he and your sister was sharing, and but he'll hear like the slop 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 slop, and he'll like turn around and just stare at you. Uh, or, what?
Chisuyu is downstairs. She, probably would like to talk to you.
Did you went swimming in the pond?
Not quite. I'm gonna smirk a little bit and walk past and go to my room.
Uh, he was gonna question it, but then he remembers you taking a dagger to his neck, so he's gonna
No,
just go up.
he can say what he wants. You can say what you want. What is it?
No, no, it's good. It's good. I'm fine.
Balin.
He already walked.
Okay. We had that nice talk after I stuck the dagger to his throat and everything. This man. I go to my room and I see probably unmade bed because I'm not certain that what's her butt actually came in here and did anything.
She actually did.
Okay.
It's all clean.
Okay then. Well then, I still look at the bed. I frown, and then I go towards the like washing area where like hopefully there's towels and stuff.
Oh, but give me a perception check.
Fuck yeah!
It was almost a 1 though.
I know. Don't
It
talk to
tried.
me. Don't
It
talk to me
tried.
about that. I'm happy I rolled higher than a 10 right now. Okay.
While you're checking the bed and everything, you may have noticed some silver shining little sporadic here and there on the bed.
Silver,
Silver.
like
Still.
silver pieces.
Not like silver coins, just like glints of silver. Like from like reflection of light.
I would like to know what the fuck this shit is. I'm going to look at it and see what the fuck it is. If this bitch put like glass in my bed, I'ma fight.
Not glass.
Is it glitter? Cause
No.
that's worse. What the fuck is
It's
this
like little sewing needles sticking up.
shit? Oh my god!
He does know that we're leaving tonight, right?
No.
Bitch is gonna get fired.
Bitch is 100% getting fired. I see that, and I'm going to leave it where it is. And then, I'm gonna dry myself off, like clean myself off, and go downstairs.
Okay, while you're doing that, Balin realizes he was supposed to check the room he was sharing in, so he goes back upstairs. He didn't see Chisuyu or anything. He goes like, "Oh crap! I was supposed to check the room."
But I told him that she was downstairs.
But
Yeah,
he
that's right.
forgot to check the room.
That's right. You
Isn't
did
that-
tell him.
He's a nice guest. He has to make sure that he has everything, right?
Yeah, he's double checking to make sure nothing else gets stolen.
He makes the bed before leaving. He doesn't leave it up to the people,
housekeeping already got to him though, and that's what I
even though housekeeping still does it anyways.
He comes down. He sees you. His face is a little bit red, like with like the Asian flush kind of thing going on. Even like the tips of his ears are getting a little red. He sees his sister sitting beside you, so he'll sit like across from you. So did you grab everything that you need?
Yeah. And as I say thanks, I'm going to smile cheek to cheek, tilt my head, and address him as I say thanks.
He smells. You like it, I suppose? Or I assume?
I love it.
You know, Leora, um, we'll be back. And he kind of like looks at you and like nudges his head upstairs. I need to talk to Chisuyu real quick. Her head's in her book. She just nods, does like the little hand swipe motion in the air, like yeah.
Okay, I'll follow him up.
Oh god, no!
Don't worry. Don't worry. If he is doing what I think he's doing, there is one way I can ruin it for the bitch.
Oh, watch out where you're stepping. Your sister came soaking wet. I
Yeah,
don't want.
yeah, yeah.
Did she jump in the pond?
No, um, so I had me and your sister went to help Seraphine with something with the rotten trees and near the entrance north, and I had a hunch that the well was connected to that portion, so it was in danger of being contaminated. So we went to look, and I have a slight aversion of, okay, a big aversion to being underwater. So she went to take a look, and she did not find what I hoped was there.
Oh, that was quite the event. And this um thing you mentioned, it's related to, and he gently puts his hand on like the side you show him of your scar.
I'll hold his hand, and it's a different one, but a little bit more scarring since I almost died. I'll tell you about it at another time. What did you want to talk about?
Oh, um, and he kind of leads you into the room y'all two were sharing, and he closes the door behind him. He walks towards like the center of the room, and I was like, I I feel bad. Uh, I would normally take girls out before even the thought of his face would like turn beet red, but happened last night. Uh,
I shush him and go, well, if it bothers you too much, just say I forced my way with. No, that sounds awful. Never mind. It was mutual, so it's okay.
it it was. Oh, I see you got your yeah. Oh yeah, she did say thanks. You know what that rune means?
Yeah,
His face gets redder. Well, I know you said it, and I haven't said it yet, so that was my way of saying it.
oh, I know. I, as soon as I saw the rune, I burst into joyful tears. Almost scared the smith out of it, too. He thought I hated it.
Oh, I'm glad you liked the little surprise.
I push myself up close to his figure and look at him in the face, and then I go, I do.
Uh, he hugs you tightly, leans in, and uh, gives you like a long kiss.
I push a little bit into him, maybe causing him to trip backwards onto the bed.
You definitely do.
Mm-hmm.
Fan fucking tastic.
and and y'all go at it like rabbits.
Oh, no needles on this one?
Oh shit! I forgot.
Oh my god.
Mari, get your head out of the gutter. I'm waiting for something else right now.
my lips in the gutter. So he's not wearing his armor right now, of course. Because he's in the village, he doesn't really need to. Um, so the moment you push him down on the bed, um, his butt lands on it, and then he his right hand touches the bed, um, to support him, and his eyes gets wide, and he yelps and he jumps up, almost accidentally like pushing you, but he quickly tries to like balance himself where he doesn't knock you over, and his one hand is like touching his butt. Well, no, oh yeah, his tail. His one hand is touching like the connection like where the tail is to his body, and he's looking at his right hand, and there is like blood pin marks in it,
Okay,
and
so as he falls, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to like be like, and then I notice, I'm like, how? I look at the bed, put
You,
two and two together,
you,
and I storm out
did
of the
I,
bedroom.
did I fucking hear, this go on? Because I would have burst out of my room.
give me a perception check.
Son of a fucking. Okay. It was almost a 7 again.
Yeah, you hear Balin yelp.
I
And then-
come running out of the room. I'm mostly clothed.
I would say at this point you probably saw your sister storming out and probably going down.
Yeah.
I know what happened. And I'm in like I would say my underwear, kinda. I'm not ashamed, so I'm gonna go with her.
Flaunt that shit, girl.
Fuck yeah. I'm not ashamed. I'm kinda in my underwear here. Because I was drying off and shit. I'm going with. I catch up to you in the hallway on the stairs going down, and I say, "Was it the needles?"
I'm not gonna even talk. I'm just gonna go straight over to Elora.
She is currently turning the fire, like stroking it, making it like
You
bigger.
tavern whore.
Turns to like tavern whore.
As soon as she turns, I will slap her and in a swifter motion push the hilt of my rapier against her stomach, like hitting her as hard as I can.
Go ahead and roll the die. And just do the damage too. Let's say the moment you slap her, she lets like a ah sound, which caused Leora's head to pop out from her book. I go, what's going on?
Leora, who owns this place?
I don't know. What's going on? Why?
And that's when I hit her.
Why is Chisuyu?
This one put needles in our beds.
I will say, you kind of like cut her lip a little bit, so there's like a little droplet of blood, and like she just wipes it away, and she chuckles. Needles. Where's your proof that I did it?
I'll grab her by the hair and take her upstairs.
She starts screaming, "Let go of my hair!" And Leora's like, "Wait, stop this! What's going on?" Oh, and she's looking around for someone to help, but unfortunately, it's just y'all in here at this moment.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Leora, she put needles in our beds.
What? She would never.
Come see. You will see what kind of a woman she is.
I'm gonna go to the room where Balin was, which is our room.
Yeah, he hears like her screaming, and he rushes out of the room. What's going on?
Turn.
Huh? Why do you have her hair?
Turn around, Balin.
Oh. He does what you say.
And I'll force her to look. It's like, this is what your pettiness gets you. So blind in your own whatever it is you're going through that you're
Jealousy.
blindly, I'm not thinking, and blindly doing things. See where it gets you.
She just stares and doesn't say anything. Wait. And then Balin speaks up. Wait. This was you? She doesn't do anything. She doesn't do any motions or anything.
I'll push her so that she is like fully on the ground. Actually unsheath the rapier this time and point it at her chin and go, never, never address us, look at us, even think about us. The faster you forget, the faster you are safe. Do I make myself clear? I start pushing a little bit in.
Balin sees is like, wait, hold on. Is this going a bit too far? And Lara, you see like tears rubbing in like in the corner of her eyes and kind of like slid down her face, and she just nods.
I take Balin. I like put my hand on Balin's shoulder and I say, "Not for the people you love." Meaning it's not too far when you love someone.
Do your job before someone else that isn't part of your little petty scheme gets hurt. And I'll resheath the rapier.
You see like tears pour from her eyes even more aggressively, and she just like sobs, and she quickly gets up, trips, tries to get up again, but her foot caught on her dress, or her part of her dress gets teared, and she quickly just like pulls up the fabric and just runs downstairs crying.
She didn't even apologize to Balin.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm going to.
I'm gonna rip
Okay.
all of the sheets off of the bed so that all of the needles are like not in the bed anymore. So that it can't hurt whoever comes in here next. I'm gonna go do the same in my room.
I am then essentially going to push my forehead on Balaam's shoulder and start crying out of anger. Then fear, and then silence.
He would hold you tightly and just like gently like pet, not pet, yeah, kind of like pet your hair and like try to calm you down, and then like he would use his other hand like just gently like rub your back, and he'll just say, I'm sorry.
After I rip the sheets off of both of our beds, I'm going to take Leora by the arm and lead her downstairs so that they can have a moment.
I know I shouldn't have overreacted, but seeing you get hurt and knowing who it was, I just. You couldn't bear it.
I I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit confused. I never took her to be like this.
You're. And I put my hands on his cheeks, like. You're too nice sometimes. You know that?
get that sometimes. And then my sister also says I'm dumb.
I wouldn't say dumb. Just maybe dense.
Hey, yeah, I won't deny that.
But you also try to see the best in people, and that's admirable. It's just that not everyone deserves that.
You're right. Are you okay though, at least? I mean, you didn't get hurt, right? She didn't hurt you?
No, I. Your. I touch his chest like your body took the brunt of it. I'm sorry.
I'd rather me get hurt than you. And he kind of like takes a little bit of your hair that's on the side of your face and tuck it behind your ear, and then gives you a little kiss on the cheek.
I lean into it. And then I'll grab his hand and go, let's get out of here. We have a long ways to go still.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and grab our things. Just go ahead and meet me at the wagon, I suppose. The wagon would be where I pointed at you guys with the horses. It's off to the side.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. He hugs you tightly and gives you like another like deep kiss and lets you go. And he goes back into the room and starts gathering up all the stuff. Oh, and before he left, he'll be like, I I'm gonna talk to Miri before we leave about what happened.
I'll nod and say, okay, I'll take Leora and make our way to the carriage to start packing.
He nods and he goes back and does his stuff.
I'm gonna be sitting downstairs next to Leora. I probably would have taken her by the fire, and I'm gonna just be staring at this mark on my hand.
It was me, social tension.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I head downstairs, I'll see my sister. Put my hand on her shoulder. And go, come on, let's leave this place.
I nod, touch your hand, and get up. And as we leave to Leora, I'm gonna say, you deserve better friends than that. That woman was never really your friend.
Well, I have. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I had like a little sound blip for some reason. Um, She'll said, yeah, I could tell the moment we arrived that she wasn't ever really my friend, but I have you and your sister.
Yes, you do.
She is still a little bit pent up. So she breaks into crying again and holds her hand. And also go, yeah, you sure do. You're amazing.
Leora, she's extremely awkward. Like, extremely awkward. But she will awkwardly do a hug with you and just says thanks.
I'll go, it's okay. I know. I know it's awkward. I've been there before. Sure. Only gets better when you have the right people.
Okay. I know it's 11 o'clock, so uh I'm just gonna speed things along. Uh it is obvious. I love it.
No, it's totally not obvious. Not even a little bit. You need to go more heavily into that.
But I noticed it's 11, so if both of you are okay, I'll just do a quick fast zoomsies.
You're all good.
Yeah.
Okay, so after some time, saying farewells, y'all go get the wagon prepped up. Of course, Liara is making sure that everything is there, all her stuff and everything like inventory wise. Balin comes out. Um,
I do want to note, real quick,
yes.
that while Leora is doing inventory, she finds 4 extra bottles of Octo Blood and Octo Slime.
She would be like, "Oh, did I miscount it or something? This is weird," and she just shrugs.
Aeris put them back. She gave them back, basically.
um.
Shut up, you!
And Balin comes back, informs you that Miri is gonna take care of the situation, and the next time that uh y'all, it could be on separate times or like separate occasions, whatever, you get 2 free nights to stay at here, free of charge. That includes meals and up to 3 drinks, and free laundry services for 1 day.
Okay.
And he'll say that Miri is extremely sorry that Ilara's behavior was like that, but she'll be dealt with appropriately. And he'll just say, Miri was pissed. Like, I never saw her so pissed before. There was like fire in her eyes. And he will get y'all Shibushi on the wagon. Y'all will. Me.
Question: did we ever meet Miri?
Yeah. You
Yeah,
didn't, but we
I
did.
didn't, but you did. Which one was it?
The old lady behind
the old
the counter.
lady. Ah,
You
okay.
made you bacon and eggs, but you didn't really
Right.
interact with her.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay.
And y'all set out on another adventure, and I will say during the next couple of days of travel, you start to encounter a landscape that's like very hilly and everything. It gets a little bit bumpy, But a few days later, you arrive at a fairly decent size town, and we'll call it there. And that will be 100% the end of part 1.
Liar! Let's go some more.
Oh my god.
More, more, more.
I have so many other.
I know.
It's okay. I had fun.
I'm glad.
I teared up. I have to admit.
Oh, when you got the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so sweet.
I will say, like, out of character wise, I'm very happy someone tried to go for Balin, because I had him be like this like a sweet I'll protect you, but I'm also like a huge sweetheart on the inside. And
of course,
yeah,
I went for
a little
the
dent.
I went for the fuckboy, apparently.
Look, I just went for the awkward
The fucking
social...
criminal. He looked like a magic user, yo. I thought he was gonna be a mage,
Nah,
and I was like,
that's the
God damn it.
Caleb rot in your brain.
dude, he looked so cool. I wanted, man.
Nah, I just went for the social interaction since I wanted to play off that I'm awkward. And one thing led to another.
And I got stood up. Woo!
And it's kind of funny that Toshi decided to have Chisuyu go after Balin, because it kind of mirrors, like, Balin's almost like protective, like a Aeris, or like an older sibling type, even though they're twins. And Chisuyu is almost the same as his sister.
It's kind of perfect. It's weird.
I love it.
It's fucking great.
It's amazing.
I have a joke that I want to do whenever we do get level 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because...
That'll obviously be after part 3.
Because Echo Fighter, I can make clones of myself.
Oh.
And
Oh!
and the clones just do whatever I tell them to do for 10 minutes.
In the bed.
Usually it's for combat.
In the bedroom.
But nothing says anything about social interactions.
In the bedroom.
So I was going to first do it the awkward one, where we just wake up with an extra person suddenly because I'm discovering the powers.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was going to flirt with that idea. Yes.
Look, you can still totally do that. That's totally in the cards.
Yeah, that's
Totally in the cards.
I just wanted to make it awkward first, where they both feel another person, and they both panic until they realize, oh, it's me.
That'd be amazing.
Yo, I had all this shit planned out for if Caleb was still in the room. Didn't get to do any of it.
Yeah, when you try to romance him, I was like, he.